We've cast an actor to reconstruct what happened to him that night, but the driver himself describes his experience. It's just before 8 o'clock on the evening of Tuesday, March the 21st, Easter week. At a haulage company called Night Freight in Redfern Street in Bootle, 2 lorries were being loaded for their regular trip to the West Midlands. Joe has been a lorry driver for almost 12 years. It was his turn to drive the first lorry out that night. Before each lorry leaves the depot, it must be checked and sealed. It's just after 8:15 p.m. Joe's lorry was fully loaded, but he didn't know what the load was. The drivers are never told what they're actually carrying. Joe turned out of the depot gates and into Redfern Street.
As I came round, there's a trailer blocking half the road on the left-hand side. And this, well, it looked like a transit van. He ran in front of me, and it looked like he was having trouble. I just got out. I'd already shouted out. I said, "You got a problem? Do you want to push or do you want to hand? Push it to the side." And one fella said, "I've got a gun." I was knocked into the back of the van on my stomach. My hands were behind my back. The next thing, they were taped.
A workmate of Joe's was coming back from Manchester at about the time Joe's lorry was due to set off.
I turned into Redfern Street where the depot is situated from Bankhall. I was stopped by a blue transit van. As I was leaning across to get my cigarettes, the articulated lorry pulled out. It's not unusual to be stopped in Redfern Street with traffic, and the Arctic goes out at that time every night, so there was nothing out of the ordinary.
The blue transit van was almost certainly the one in which Joe was being held.
He said, "You know, it's all right, we're just going to take you for a drive, so we've got the wagon clean. You don't cause us any problems." I said, "There's no way I'm causing problems." I was bound up like I couldn't do anything anyway. We stopped one time. He pulls up somewhere, and he said, "We're going to get out now. Don't make any noise. We're not going to be very far away from the van." He said, "We can hear you." He said, "You'll be able to hear us."
Take your gloves off, you look suspicious driving around with those on. And don't use names, they're on the job now.
They stopped quite a few times. On one occasion, Joe could hear the sound of traffic. They may have stopped to get something to eat because Joe thinks he smelt chips and heard a drink being opened. They may also have put some petrol into the van. This is Stonebridge Lane in Fazakerley, 5 miles away from Bootle. It's now about 3 hours since Joe was kidnapped outside the Night Freight depot.
He opened the back door. He said, "Just get out and just keep moving." He said, "Once you get out," he said, "I'll take the blindfold off you, like the tape off your eyes." He said, "Don't look back." He said, "Otherwise we'll have you." He just took the blindfold, left my arms tied behind my back. And then I heard the van zoom off. It's unbelievable. It was the last thing on my mind, that I won't be driving nights again. There's no way I'll be on nights anymore. It's too much like something. Just won't do it.
The following day, about 30 miles away in Salford, behind Carpet World in Regent Road, the Night Freight cab was found.
Control to 4147, go ahead.
Yes, can you check me an apparently abandoned water vehicle from behind that
Redfern Street, Bootle, on March the 21st. Will you remain there and await the arrival of the scenes of crime officer, please?
Roger Wilco.
On Good Friday, 24th of March, a witness saw a trailer parked on South Lane in Widnes. He didn't think it strange because trailers often park there. 6 days later, the same witness saw the trailer still there, but this time the doors were open. Seeing nothing but cardboard boxes inside, he didn't investigate further. Later that day, at about 9 o'clock in the evening, he passed by again, and this time he saw a red Ford Sierra parked behind the trailer. There were 2 men in the car, and he remembers one of them wore glasses and had a moustache. The witness told 2 friends about the trailer, and when they drove past later that night, there was a dark-coloured Ford cabriolet where the Sierra had been. From their description of the fair-haired man in the driving seat, police have put together this video fit.
There's that trailer with the gear in I told you about.
Now pull a van round then, we'll have a look at what's in the back, eh?
Yeah.
The witness and his two friends, now convinced the trailer was stolen, called the police.